We're back on Get Down to Business, talking with the Israeli Minister of Agriculture and Science. Thanks for joining us, Menahem Hesse, on the program. One of your former lives or hats that you've worn, you've overseen the trade procedures and policies, including the transport of goods between Israel and the Palestinian Authority. What was that life like?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you repeat? The reception was not good.
Oh, no problem. So in one of your former roles, I understand that you worked on the transport of goods and trade between Israel and the Palestinian Authority. Many of our listeners are under the assumption that there's probably not a lot of trade that's going on. What sort of products and goods are going back and forth between two peoples that don't have a lot in common?
Yeah, so in my perspective, it's not under my capacity now, but I may tell that there is export and import. And we say it's not really export and import because we have the same customs boundaries, but there is lots of trade between Israel and Palestinian Authority naturally. Everything you have to consume on everyday life, from fresh produce to food, it could be furniture, it could be everything you can assume that any individual in this world needs is being traded between Israel. So you see every year billions over billions of all kinds of goods and produce being transferred between Israel and Palestinian Authority. And actually lots of manufacturers in Israel being transported between Israel and the states in the middle of the industry inputs, meaning that for example, to create a shirt in Israel, you have to make part of it in Israel and part of it as a Palestinian Authority. Of course, we have lots of labor as well coming from the Palestinian Authority to Israel, and some services vice versa as well.
Fascinating. And are there other countries around the world that are seeking out advice from the State of Israel relating to agriculture and farming and water conservation?
Yeah, so of course we have Israel is the most advanced state in the world in terms of water usage. I would say that there is an organization very important called BARD, that's a Binational Agriculture Research and Development Fund. For the past 35 years, the State of Israel and the United States invested approximately $300 million in research for agriculture purposes. That's approximately 1,200 projects in which we focused on the needs of the American agriculture and the Israeli agriculture. In November 2013, we signed a new agreement with NIFA, with the National Institute for Food and Agriculture. And for that, Israel brought some other $5 million just to enhance and foster the research the mutual research between Israel and the U.S. And the main topics for the first year, 2014, were water and soil management. The second year, now in 2015, we expanded that and we added food security and climate change. So I think that in the near future, we'll see, maybe in 2-3 years, we'll see much and more results of this kind of research, which will be implemented specifically here in the States as well.
For our listeners that are small business owners here in the Chicagoland area and the state of Illinois, are there opportunities to do business with businesses in the state of Israel? What's your advice for our local entrepreneurial and industries to explore that sort of relationship? Would it go through the Israeli embassy, or are there other resources or organizations that you can recommend?
So first, in the agriculture and science sector, I think there is a very interesting event on April 28th till April 30th, going to be an exhibition called AgriTech 2015. This exhibition in Israel happens only once in 3 years. And this is where you can find approximately 280 companies in the agribusiness and all kind of research findings and opportunities to further research. Depends on your issues, your interest. And one of the reasons it happens only once in 3 years, because we believe, in order to make research and to make an advantage, it takes some time to work on that. So once in 3 years, there is an opportunity which is going to be next April 28th.
Fantastic, and that's a great way for our listeners, as you mentioned, to get involved and learn about those trade opportunities. So, what's the best way for people to learn about that event, as well as find out more from your office through the Israeli Embassy? What's the best contact information that you can provide for our listeners?
Okay, so contact information could be one option. Of course, is my office at the Embassy of Israel in Washington D.C. Another option is to make a contact with the economic attachés. We have several locations in the States. We have one in D.C. We have one in New York. We have one in Chicago as well, and etc. And I think it's one of the best options to make a direct contact, because that will give us the ability to to assist any business to find his counterparts that work in the same arena in Israel.
That's fantastic. And that website is itrade.gov.il. itrade.gov.il. And the phone number for the Israeli Economic Commission is 312-332-2160. Minister, thank you so much for joining us on the program, talking about agriculture and science and trade between the United States and Israel. We'll be sure to continue this conversation, a very important conversation to be having. We appreciate you joining us on the show. After the break, we're going to be talking about some business expense management tips that you can try. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. You can also email them simplifiedtandemhr.com. Once again, after the break, more advice for small business owners.
I'm Pete